Hi everyone, I'm Deeksha Teri and I report on the education sector for the Indian Express. With the accountancy exam, with the CBSE Class 12 accountancy exam a few weeks away, today we have an accountancy expert with us who will be giving us tips on acing this exam in the upcoming CBSE board exams, which are now starting from Feb 15. For this, today we have Miss Anjali Dhar, who is the principal of Orchids International School. Hi, ma'am. Uh, she's joining us from Indore today,
Hello,
and
ma'am.
she has earned her MCom and MEd degrees, and she'll be sharing tips on how to answer questions related to accountancy exam, how to make sure that you can manage your time before and during the exam, and much more. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hello, Diksha. I'm fine. Thank you so much for inviting me on this wonderful platform,
Thank you.
especially to guide grade 12 accountancy students. And it's my pleasure to be on the board and guide the students. Thank you so
Great.
much for inviting me once again.
Ma'am, today we'll have students joining us on live stream today who will be answering questions in the comments. This is live on Facebook and the YouTube channels of Indian Express, and I urge students to join in and ask whatever accountancy related questions they have today from Miss Anjali. Ma'am, let's start with one of the most popular questions this time that CBSE provides 15 minutes of reading time in the board exams, and the same is given for accountancy too. But considering accountancy is something which is very calculation based and practical based exam, it's not something which is like English, which is theoretical and you can, read out the whole thing. How do you think students should, ensure that they utilize those 15 minutes in the best way possible?
Well, first of all, students, let me tell you that accountancy exam, keeping the accountancy exam, giving the accountancy exam, you must be first of all confident about each and everything. Okay, you must be well prepared, be confident enough, give your 100%, and then leave it on the score. And apart from that, scores are not the only parameters to judge you, whether you are fully prepared or not. But yes, they are up to some extent, they judge your knowledge and skill.
Hmm.
Now, related to the question which Diksha ma'am has asked, related that it's not an English language paper wherein you have to write or elaborate a lot. Yes, it is subject specific, but accountancy is a blend mixture of numerical as well as theory. So there are certain chapters which are based on the theory. There are certain chapters which are purely based upon your mathematical skills. But these mathematical skills are basically very minute. Generally, they are related with the basic calculations of arithmetic, for example, addition, subtraction, ratio. All those things are inclusive in it. The mathematics is not up to very high level. For example, if I talk about pure mathematics or mathematics which we study in grade 12, that is integration, calculus. So it is different from that. It is very basic. If you have a basic understanding of mathematics, yes, you can utilize it, you can use it. And moreover, the conceptual knowledge is mandatory. If your concepts are clear, you have thoroughly studied throughout the year. Definitely, nobody can stop you to achieve good marks, and nobody can achieve stop you to to look at your career or whatever you want. You can achieve it very easily.
So, ma'am, this is the 15-minute thing. But as you just said that, students had all this time to prepare. But for the students who might not have given so much attention to accountancy throughout the year or in 11th and 12th, what are the last minute tips that you would suggest for them?
Well, see, there are a few tips which I would like to give to the students. I understand that the syllabus is quite vast, but if I talk about CBSE schools, they are very specific. They don't expect the student to write in descriptive manner. They want student to write on conceptual based learning, and they want to give that particular, whatever query has been asked, that has to be related with that query only. So there's no need to go for the elaboration or the description part. You need to be conceptually clear and you need to be focused to the question which has been asked. Apart from that, the language,
Right.
you need to take care of that and the word limits. Don't spend too much of time on one particular question. Okay. And the few tips which I would like to give, which generally students make, lots of mistakes, I would say, just
Hmm.
in anxiety and fear. For example, it's a very
Hmm.
silly kind of mistake. Like if you are performing, you are writing question number two, but in by mistake you are writing answer number three. So
Hmm.
though your answer is correct, but the answer you are giving, answer number three instead of two. These are very silly mistakes which at times students do, and then the scores may not be given on those particular points. Similarly, uh, MCQ based questions are also there, case study questions are also there. In case study questions, we have options like A, B, C, D. So, in case the answer is correct, B is the correct option, but you are saying you
Hmm.
are writing C option, though you know the answer, but in exam you are writing
Yeah.
wrongly. So, you need to be a little bit more confident and you need to be focused what you are doing. They
I'm
must
sorry,
be mentally
ma'am.
focused during that part. They must,
It's
yes.
a sorry, your screen had frozen, so I thought if you could just repeat a little bit.
Okay. Well, the few things which I would like to tell to the
No,
students,
we
just
did get
be
to the
focused.
point. Sorry, we did get to the point where told students that we need to be careful about what we are copying, what we are writing. So the next step would be.
Next step would be like during first 15 minutes, you need to relax first of all. You need to remove your examination phobia. Take deep breathings. That is the best way. Take plenty of water. That is also important, while starting examination. These are basic things which are even offered to the students during examination. Okay. And apart from that, you need to be focused. Focus in the sense which question you know better. Try to attempt that question first.
Hmm.
The question which you know better, you need to attempt that question first, and slowly and gradually you will recall the memory, and your anxiety and fear will be removed simultaneously, and you will be able to do it. And by the end of the exam, you will come to know that yes, I was knowing all the questions. So it happens with most of the students. Initially, they feel they don't know anything, but during what I have observed during last half an hour or 45 minutes, they are very important for the students. At that particular point of time, they feel that they know all the questions, they can resolve all the queries. But what happens during that fear and anxiety, they, they lose some kind of time management. So time
Hmm.
management is equally important. Don't spend too much of time on a question which you know better, and don't spend too much thinking on that question which you don't know. So you start
Hmm.
with the question which you know better, and then slowly and gradually you can go for the difficult questions.
Yeah.
Apart from the preparation point of view, also like Deeksha ma'am has asked, and various students have this query that we are not prepared.
Hmm.
Some of
Yeah.
the topics are not fully prepared, but some of the topics are fully prepared. So what
Hmm.
is whatever topics you have already prepared, first of all you need to focus on those. Prepare
Right.
those topics on your tips so that once the paper is coming in front of you, at least you would be able to solve all those queries which are related to that particular topic. At least you will become more confident while performing those questions, while writing those questions. Okay. And then you slowly and gradually move to those topics which you know least. I'm not saying that you should not concentrate on the topics which are not known to you or which are not comfortable to you. You must concentrate on those part as
Hmm.
well. But before that, whatever you know, at least try to write those questions in very efficient manner, in perfectionist manner. Prepare certain questions which are on your tips. And for that, you can take help of sample papers. CBSE every year releases sample papers for the students. So
Right.
kindly go through with
Hmm.
that, see the pattern of the questions, check the numbers, and you must have received the blueprint of the question paper as well. So mainly focus on that part, that particular topic which has high weightage. So for example, if I talk about accountancy subject,
Hmm.
there is very simple topic which is cash flow statement. It is very, very
Right.
easy topic. and half of the answer is given in that particular question only. So if you have prepared
Hmm.
that particular topic, it means you have attained at least 20 marks out of it. Now, the weightage of accountancy subject, 20 marks is given by the internal assignment and 80 marks is for the board exam. Now, here we are talking about the 80
Hmm.
marks. Out of 80 marks, you can easily achieve 20 marks on your tips. This cash flow statement is very, very easy topic, and student no need to put lots of efforts in the simple calculation based
Hmm.
mathematical addition and subtraction. Similarly, there are other topics as well. For example, accounting for partnership firm. Partnership firm is very easy topic. Students might have studied it in 11th grade as well in the theory part. So the base of that particular topic is already given to them. It is already clear to the students. Just the mathematical
Hmm.
part, they need to little bit do practice. Similarly, is company accounts. There are so many various factors of company accounts also. But if you are focusing on each and everything, I mean, uh, while checking the paper, what examiner see? Examiner doesn't see that whole question is correct.
Hmm.
CBSE always bifurcate questions into various parts. If your half portion is correct, half portion is wrong. So you will definitely get the marks for the right portion. Means if your half
Hmm.
portion is correct, definitely you will get half marks for that particular uh, question. Suppose the
Right.
question weightage is 20 marks. So definitely you can receive 10 marks out of 20, even if you don't know the rest of the part. So nobody
Hmm.
can stop you. That is what I'm saying again and again. You need to little bit more.
Right.
You need to put more efforts and more dedication is mandatory. And don't worry about it. This is not the end of life, right? Grade 12th
Right.
exam or board exams are not the end of life. They are just one step towards your future. They are not your future.
Ma'am, it's interesting that you just mentioned company accounts, and we have a student who has asked that can we skip company accounts, and is it true that it carries less weightage? Can we skip this topic?
Well, not at all. I would not say that.
Right.
No, not at all. That you can stop because both of your books carry. If I talk about your first book, that is Accounting for Partnership and
Hmm.
Company Accounts, this book carries at least 60% marks out of 80, and
Right.
the next book scores 20 marks out of 80. So
Hmm.
altogether 60 plus 20, the total weightage is 80 marks.
Hmm.
So the weightage for the first book, that is Accountancy for Partnership Firm and Companies, is much more higher than the other one. But it doesn't mean that you need to give weightage only to one first book, and you must not avoid the second book. Second book is much more easier, I would say, as compared to the
Hmm.
first one, but it helps you to score more marks
Right.
because nowadays is a competitive world. Okay, getting passing marks is not sufficient enough. Okay, you need to score better scores in order to
Mhm.
get the right kind of or the course of your choice in higher education, um, or whatever admission you are looking forward for it. You need to score better marks and better understanding of the subject. So, in case you
Hmm.
want to choose accountancy as part of your career, you need to focus on each and every topic of accountancy. Don't skip
True.
anything. Otherwise, later on, also you need to study that. So it is better to
Right.
study in 11th and 12th, better to study now instead of, carry forward to the next year. So there's no choice as such that
Right.
we can go for
Mhm.
accountancy, we can choose partnership firm or company accounts. No, there is no such choice being given by the board.
Right. Ma'am, we have another question from a student known as Manan Jain. So Manan is asking that can you please highlight some important pointers for partnership and journal entries? Any tips for that topic?
See, partnership and journal entries you might have studied in 11th also.
True.
Journal entry is a basic concept of accountancy.
Hmm.
Once we start learning accountancy in grade 11, we start with the journal entry, ledger accounts, and then final accounts. Okay.
Hmm.
All these things are taught in 11th only. So basically, the basic fundamental of accountancy is already cleared in grade 11.
Hmm.
Just to put that in higher grades, like in the next class, it is little bit upgraded.
Hmm.
You already know how to make journal entries, what are the rules for it. You already know how to
Hmm.
prepare the ledger account and how to prepare final accounts out of it. So
Right.
already the things are clear to the students in grade 11.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Now for a partnership firm, it is only ledger account and then you have to prepare the final accounts.
Hmm.
It is almost the same what we were doing in the 11. Just it is
True.
the name is only changed.
Hmm.
So there is no, I don't find it very difficult for the students if you have studied in grade 11 properly. Definitely, grade 12 become more easier for you, be it any board. So
Great.
you need to work upon the basic concept clarity.
Hmm. Ma'am, we have one very interesting question. I am sure that even the people who have passed out and the people who are going to appear, they would all have this question in their mind. Uh, a student named Shivantika Singh has asked how to can you hear us?
Now, so there was a interruption. Yeah, please carry on.
Sorry, ma'am, we had some connection
I'm
issues.
audible now?
Yes, yeah, clear. Sorry. Yeah. Ma'am, we have another question from Nitin, who's asking how to complete accountancy 6 chapters in 7 days.
6 chapters in 7 days.
7 days.
Well, your question is very interesting, and I'm sure it is not everybody's question. Okay,
Yeah,
Nitin,
I am
for
sure
that,
everybody wants those tips.
not everybody's question. And
Yeah.
Nitin, why are you asking this question? First of all, I would like to know it. Just what did you do whole year? Okay, anyways, but since you have asked the question, so I'm going to answer it. In that case, basically, as I told you earlier also, you need to focus on those chapters which you already know, a little bit of the chapters you know. Then you need to focus on the theory part
Hmm.
because the mathematical part will take long time. You need to do lots of practice for it. Otherwise, if you don't have sufficient time, kindly focus on the theory part so that you can score at least passing marks.
Hmm.
So in case you are studying only for 6 days out of a full session, I don't want to say that, but yes, getting passing marks is also a challenge for those students. So kindly don't do it. This is my humble request to everyone. But still, you
Hmm.
need to focus on the theory part. And slowly and gradually, once you gain the confidence, you need to focus on the mathematical part as well. Apart from that, as I already told you, that mathematical part is, you have half of the portion, half of the portion of your accountancy you have already studied in grade 11. If you have
Hmm.
studied grade 11 properly, grade 12 is not a challenge to you. Just little
Right.
higher, level of accountancy is there. The base is grade 11. So don't worry, Nitin, you need to focus on the theory part and you can also go through the sample papers. Just check out the bifurcation of the questions. Put your little bit logic and reasoning as well. For
Hmm.
example, if I talk about the case study questions which are of 20 marks, you need to put your logic and reasoning for them. I'm sure you would be able to do it.
Great. Ma'am, there was some connection issue in the previous question, so I would like to ask that again. That Shivantika Singh wants to know what to do when your balance sheets aren't matching. This is something that every accountancy student, I'm sure, wants to know.
Correct. Well, for that, I would like to tell you when your balance sheet is not matching, it means there is some problem related to your uh, calculation
mm,
of accounts, I say. Calculation of accounts, basically. And for that, you know it very well that we check our trial balance, our, rectification of errors. We check our suspense accounts. So there are various ways wherein you can check out what is lacking, the figure is wrong, or you have
mm,
omitted any, entry. There is an error. So you need to check out with rectification of errors and suspense account, and then you can
mm.
find out where the mistake was there. You need to correct it, and then you can make the balance sheet. You can evaluate the balance sheet. You can balance it properly.
Great. We have another question from a student who's asking that in the last few days before exam, should I practice questions more or should I practice theory part to save time?
So if you have studied throughout the year, theory part will not be a challenge for you. You would be able to answer yourself. Okay.
Hmm,
What I would recommend that now this time you need to focus on the question part. Why I'm saying it?
hmm,
Because you need to know which all questions, what is the pattern of the questions, and what is the weightage of those questions in that particular question paper. So in that case, you can again I would say you can go to the sample papers. You can go with the
hmm,
last 10 years question paper as well. Okay. Apart from that, you need to check with the deleted syllabus which is
hmm,
being recommended by the board. Because since last 2 years, students were facing lots of problem in academics and education due to COVID-19. That is why we have deleted certain portion of the syllabus so that student can comfortably complete the syllabus and they can score better marks.
right,
So we also need to know which syllabus is coming, which is not coming from the aspect of board examination. But if you are
hmm,
preparing for the competitive exams, certainly you need to go through with those topics as well, because their deleted syllabus will not, it will not matter to you. Why?
hmm,
Because it's not board exam, it is competitive exam. Suppose if it is if you are preparing for the
right,
common university entrance exam, all the questions will be coming. And you know it very well that it is not only CBSE which is conducting board exams. We have state board,
hmm,
we have, international boards as well apart from CBSE. So we need to take care of each and everything. But from the point of board examination, yes, you need to take care of the religious syllabus as well. Don't put much focus on that portion as of now, once you are appearing
hmm,
for the board examination. But simultaneously, you can uh, focus upon those topics once you, pass out or once you give your 12th board exam. Then you can concentrate on those portions. As of now, you need to focus on those part which is coming in the board examination. That is mandatory.
great. Ma'am, there's another question, and we'll come back to CUET. But right now, a student is asking that she has to struggle with calculations. So, can you please suggest how to improve that? And can you suggest any good question papers for that sample papers?
Well, related to sample papers, there are so many publishers in the market. You
Hmm,
can choose any of them. But for choosing any sample paper, I would say that first you check the language of the question paper,
hmm,
language of the sample paper. Otherwise, there are so many, sample papers available. If I name some of them, that is Oswald, together with, then Super 20 is also available. Okay, Full Marks is also available. So there are so many publishers which are available in the market. But before purchasing any sample paper, before going to any sample paper, even if it is recommended by the CBSE, you need to go through the language of, the solutions if you are taking the sample paper, which is
hmm,
more easier and you are able to understand. Why I'm
hmm,
saying it? Because if you are not able to understand the language of the sample paper, you will not be able to uh, write in that particular way in which it has been asked. Apart from that, I strongly recommend NCRT books
right.
because NCRT books are course specific. The language
Hmm,
may be little tough, I would say, as compared to reference books, but
hmm,
they have a gist and they are very point wise, explained. So
hmm,
whatever is mandatory as per the board exams, that has been mentioned in the NCRT book. So
Hmm.
you can go through your board books, be it NCRT or any state boards, you can go through those books. And then you can appear for your exam. Reference books, yes, if you want to take care of the reference book, you want to recommend them, you want to study from them, they can be helping one to you because their language is at times a little bit simpler. So to
Hmm.
understand the concept, you can use reference books, but for for appearing for the examination, for point wise, for objective wise, you need to concentrate more on NCRT books. At the end, I would say, like whatever question was asked, if you are
Hmm.
choosing any sample paper, there are so many sample papers in the market, but you need to choose as per your language understanding.
And
Whatever is
ma'am,
understanding for you.
sorry,
Yes.
any specific tips for improving calculations? I'm sure a lot of students can relate to this. I personally can relate to this.
Well, calculations in accountancy, calculation is not a difficult task. It is only
Hmm.
related to your addition, subtraction, ratio, multiplication, division. So very hard mathematical calculations are not recommended in accountancy as a subject. If you're well versed with the basic knowledge of the mathematics, that is absolutely appropriate for you. You don't need to go into the depth of it. But yes, in case still you are struggling, so what I would recommend that you can go to the basic calculations.
Hmm.
You can take any book of mathematics till 10th, ninth and 10th grade. That will work
Hmm.
for you.
Okay.
I think that will work
Okay.
for you. Even if eighth grade class, mathematics books will, if you go through with it, you do little bit calculations part of it, that will work for you. You don't need to be expertise in calculations for it. Higher calculations are not mandatory for accountancy subject, not at all.
Okay. Ma'am, one question that was there for interestingly asked for math live two that we had yesterday. How important is presentation in answer scripts? Considering that this is not a theoretical paper, a lot of students have this problem when it comes to accountancy and maths. That is presentation of answers really that important, even when the answers are right?
Yes, that is mandatory because we have certain set of presentation. Like, um, if I talk about journal,
Hmm.
we give a performer for journal. That this is the
Hmm.
perform of the journal. These are the basic parameters. These are the rules wherein you have to make the journal entry. And
Hmm.
similarly, this is the debit column. This is the credit column. So we have set performance accountancy, which we
Hmm.
need to follow. And this is universally accepted. It's not only in one particular class. The performer which has been given to all the students that is universally accepted means
Hmm.
in whole world that particular performance given to the students. That's how we are preparing since from the longer time. So performer is mandatory. Even the question is correct, but you are not putting it into the proper format or proper format. Uh, yes, marks can be deducted on that particular ground.
Hmm. Ma'am, coming to CUET now. As we all know that CUET is majorly MCQ format, but CBSE exams are not heavily MCQ based. So, some one student has also asked, which would be my question too. The student has asked, how do we prepare for accountancy subject for CUET? And my question, in addition to that, is that considering that the formats are different, is there some different kind of preparation strategy that a student needs to adopt for these two exams for CBSE and CUET?
CBSE is basically more theoretical.
Hmm.
It's a combination of theory and mathematics,
Hmm.
and it is more descriptive. But CUET is purely objective based. It is MCQ based.
Right.
And students must be knowing that there's a negative marking in CUET.
Hmm.
For correct answer, they will score 5 marks. For wrong answer, 1 mark will be deducted. So that's the criteria. And in case you want to get admission to any central university, at least minimum 50%, sorry, 60% of the marks are required to pass for CUET. That is also mandatory. So CUET basically it doesn't check the thorough knowledge of particular subject. They check the conceptual knowledge. So
Hmm.
it is also again a combination of questions related to theory as well as practical, but they are being given in the form of MCQs.
Hmm.
So in case you have good knowledge about the theory of the accountancy, you would be able to score better marks. If you have problem in calculations, mathematical calculations. Still, on the basis of only mathematical calculations, we don't judge in accountancy. We
Hmm.
don't judge any student for accountancy because it is a
Right.
blend, it is a mixture of theory as well as practical. Practical in the sense mathematical questions.
Hmm.
So, again, I'm saying it is MCQ based, but if your theory is on tips, definitely you can score better.
Great. So I think the lesson we learned from that is that theory is as important as practical in accountancy, because that's something that
Definitely.
students tend to skip. One student has asked that, ma'am, I'm very much interested in accountancy, but I'm a bit confused between journalism and finance for my higher studies. Which one do you suggest?
Journalism,
And finance for higher studies. But she's very
see,
much interested in accountancy, she says.
first of all, you need to know what you want to do. But yes, if you are interested as a journalist, you want to become a journalist and you want to choose as an accountancy subject, definitely there's a option of budget share. The
Hmm.
In journalism we have different branches. It's not
Hmm.
limited only to the news reporting. We have different branches for it, like for employment news and for shares, data entry. We have different fields. Similarly, we have media
Hmm.
and current affairs, international news, national news. So we have a vast variety of news, be it electronic or print media. So in case you want to choose accountancy and journalism together, definitely you can go for it. You
Great.
can choose your career in journalism as well.
Yeah, I can also
With
suggest
accountancy as a
business
main subject.
journalism. Yeah, great. Ma'am, before we get more questions, a student has thanked you for responding and clearing the doubts.
My pleasure. Thank you
Um,
so much, and may God bless you. Wonderful, scores in your life. And I also wish that you achieve whatever you want. Become a good asset for the nation, not only for the nation but for the whole world, and represent India at global level. That's my wish for all of you.
Ma'am, now we have last few weeks left for the accountancy exam, and children are now in the last leg of their revision. So, what would be your, last minute tip, the tips and tricks to make sure that whatever they are preparing now and whatever method they have chosen, whether it be to relax or be it, to get into preparation mode completely, what would be your advice to them in any of these modes?
Well, first of all, don't, as in the initial stage, I already told you, don't think that this is the end of the line. It is
Hmm.
just one step ahead towards the line. Okay. Apart from that, whatever revision you have done, whatever concentration you have given to this particular subject, just relax now. Focus more upon your sample papers. In case you feel that one particular topic is not fully refreshed, just go with the revision
Hmm.
part. And one tip which I would like to give to every student, don't study one day before your examination, at least during night time.
Hmm.
Maximum students do this.
Yeah.
Throughout the year, they enjoy. And during days of your exam or one day prior, they want to study at all. The syllabus,
Hmm.
how can you complete in a single day?
Right.
Pressurize yourself. Don't during one day prior to your exam.
Hmm.
Just take a good sleep. Whenever you have exam, take good sleep. Not only for accountancy, I'm talking about each and every exam. Take very
Hmm.
good sleep. Refresh yourself. Wake up early in the morning. Prepare yourself. Mentally prepare yourself. And then go and give the exam. Just relax on the examination. Whatever you have done, just be confident enough that yes, I have done this and I can perform whatever I have studied. I can give my 100% best. So no need to take much of the stress, but yes, you need to be more concentrative at this time and focused on the topics which you have studied. If not,
Hmm.
then Try to try to check out the syllabus once again. Try to cover those syllabus which you have not done, but don't go into the depth of it. You will not be able to do. In that case, you will be confused. You will lack your confidence. You will think that I cannot do this particular topic. So it will become more hyper on the topics which you have already covered. So don't allow any negative thought. Um, whatever you have done till the time, that is the best for you. You have tried your
Believe in
level best,
yourself.
whatever you could do, and that's the best.
Great. Ma'am, we have one question from Preeti Datta, who's asking, is class 12 accountancy marks, do class 12 accountancy marks matter in CUET?
Yes, certainly. If you want to choose accountancy as
Hmm.
part of your higher academics, higher studies, definitely you have to focus on it because commerce is accountancy basically. It's not only
True.
theory.
Hmm.
Accountancy is the main subject, which I would say. In
Hmm.
case you want to go for the higher studies or you want to choose for CUET or even other competitive exams like CA, CS, accountancy is mandatory for commerce students. It is the integral part of it.
Hmm.
So we must not take it lightly.
Ma'am,
This
one last,
subject.
sorry. So one question, what would be your advice to the parents who are now in the pressure of having their kids appear for board exams?
Well, I feel nowadays parents are more worried as compared to
Hmm.
students. This is what I have observed.
True.
Parents are more worried about the scores of the students. Why?
Hmm.
Because they are more worried about their higher education.
Hmm.
That it is a dream of the parents as well. So, what I would like to request to all the parents, yes, you can guide your kids, your children, that yes, they have to study, but then don't put so much of pressure on them. It
Hmm.
will not help them in any way. It will only create chaos and kind of lack of confidence. And apart from that, they will become little irritated and furious
Hmm.
because it will pinpoint on their weakness part. We need to uplift the negativity into positivity. We need to uplift their weakness into
I'm sorry, Anjali ma'am, there's some connection error from your side. Can you hear us? I think we are having some connection issues with um, Anjali ma'am. We will just try and reconnect. In the meantime, please feel free to send your questions and we will be covering. Hi, Anjali ma'am is back again. Hi ma'am, sorry. We had some connection errors from
sorry.
the side. Please,
I
go
understand.
ahead.
So I wanted to tell to the parents, I wanted to request to them that just sit with your children. What do they want to do in their life? And nowadays there are n number of courses available. Sky is the limit for the higher education. Now you need to choose. Earlier parents were not aware, but nowadays parents are more aware. They know that so many universities are opening, so many courses are also allocated in these universities. So just sit with your children and then find out whatever is best for them, whatever they want to do, not what parents want to do. So
True.
from parent orientation, it must shift to the child orientation program. Give
Great.
them strength and
Yeah.
power. You are their power.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out time today and for giving useful tips to students. I'm sure that they'll be
Thank
able
you.
to ace the exam. We wish them all the best and we wish the same to you and your students too.
Thank you so much, Diksha ma'am. Thanks for your precious time and giving me
Thank you.
this opportunity to, guide the students. And I wish all the students all the best for your life and your future. Do well,
Thank you,
do
ma'am.
excel. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. I would like to once every day. Till the 10th of Feb, we'll be having one subject expert every day, giving us the tips about one or the other subject related to class 12 board exams. So keep tuning in at 4 o'clock every day in the evenings, and we'll bring you more expert tips. Thank you so much, ma'am, and see you all soon tomorrow. Bye-bye.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. May God bless.
Thank you.